shale gas has multiple potentials behind. First of all, it can help rise the security of supply, diversify the market in some countries, including Poland and Ukraine, build the market, the competitive open market of gas. Without the different players on the market, we can't, even with the best regulation, we can't think about the real competition. It also has a lot of potential to reduce our carbon footprint, so that's enough to support this new phenomenon, but without the clear policy, both in EU and the member states level, we can't gain all those positive aspects. We can't get all this positive development from the shale gas. That's why we talk about the situation in the EU and Ukraine in member states to allocate where are the biggest problem, and probably the biggest problem is the risk of overactivity of the EU, of Brussels, the risk of unpredictability of the regulatory framework in the member states and in the EU, the risk of changing the tax regime, the unpredictability of the tax situation of the investors. There are also risks concerning the development of the physical and legal framework for the market. It affects mainly countries in Central Europe and Ukraine, where the market conditions are not present.
We were here today to discuss shale gas development in Europe. My company, FTI Consulting, we are a strategic communications company, and we were working with European oil and gas producers, technology companies, service companies, to promote a better understanding about shale gas development. One of the critical issues that we need to address, and that we've addressed here in the conference today, is how to engage with the local communities, how to engage with the public to ensure that we are able to address their concerns regarding shale gas development in their community, potential environmental impacts, but also what they potentially stand to gain from shale gas development. So we need to look at the issue in a wider context, not always looking into the problems, but also looking into the potential benefits that it could bring, and more importantly, promoting an open and transparent dialogue which is based on facts, on science, in order to ensure that whatever decision Europe takes at the end of the day regarding shale gas exploration, it is based on facts and not on fears. Obviously, I mean, one of the key issues that, particularly if you look at the industry that we're facing right now, is that the NGOs and the opponents to shale gas development, they are a few miles ahead of us. They started communicating sooner, so we do have a little bit of a catch-up game to play. But it is they do play a very important role, and we do acknowledge the value of NGOs in the debate. What we want to do is to actually counterbalance some of the information which is out there, because at the end of the day, the industry are the ones who are exploring. They know their business better than anyone else, and they are an important actor, and therefore it is critical that their voice is also heard.
We had a fascinating discussion here today that I think focused on three key areas for the EU-Ukraine Business Council. The first is on developing best practices, which was something that I think the entire group could agree on. The second was trying to make sure that there is effective stakeholder outreach, which is absolutely critical given the positive experiences in the US and in places like Poland, but that has yet to take sort of effect here throughout the entire European Union. And then I think finally, for our perspective as it relates to Ukraine, is to engage with those who've actually done this before in an area that shows a lot of potential, as shown by a number of different studies, including CIRA in the United States, to move forward and try and reduce foreign dependence on foreign sources of oil.